Get out the insurance cards, get out the copays. The office is open, my friends. Brought to you by drroto.com.
Hey there, everybody, it's Dr. Roto. Get out the insurance cards, get out the copay. The office is open, my friends. And with me, speaking of friends, are Willie Walls and Odell Blocker, the great Swame. And before we even started the show, Willie sat there and said, I have plays. I am feeling it this week. Willie Walls, I hope you're not feeling Javonte Williams this week. That's all I'm saying.
No, sir. Listen, that bastard got hurt. Listen, I had a couple of players went down earlier. It was night. It was night for me. It's like night.
That's what happened.
We turned our computers off early and said, okay, man, ain't no need to look at this. Night.
Swami, that's what happens. Sometimes you win, sometimes you lose, and sometimes it rains.
Doc, very true. And so this thing that we play, we gotta understand that you have to be resilient. That some weeks you're gonna run into the injury bug. You're going to run into, all types of issues and shenanigans like Willie talking about from last week. But guess what? You stand up, you pull your boots, you turn tight, and you toe the line. This is DFS, ladies and gentlemen. It ain't meant to be easy. If it was, every doggone body be doing.
That's why we kicking ass and taking names this week. We're not having what we had last week. I'm telling you that right now. Hell to the nah. Because I felt like I went to the proctologist last week, and I am not going 2 weeks in a row. I am prepared.
Okay. All right. Let's get right to it here. After that one, Willie and Swami, let's talk about the elephant in the galaxy. The Chiefs and Vikings. There is so much. I feel that it's almost like McCaffrey. McCaffrey went nuclear last week. If you didn't have him, you weren't my rich friend. This game, I know you're paying premium dollars. I know you're paying up for Mahomes, and you're paying up for Kelsey, and you're paying up for Justin Jefferson, and you're paying up for Hawkinson. But Willie, you got to have pieces in this game if you want to be my rich friend.
I mean, I like him. Like I said, Jefferson is one of my favorite plays of this weekend. I mean, we always want guys that can score 30-something, that could get you 30 or 40 points, always. Now, I told you what I told you about the Chiefs. If I did the Chiefs, I would do. I mean, I know Kelsey. I'm gonna tell you. I tell you what. I like Hawkinson more than I like Kelsey this week.
I do too. I do too.
I think it's a better matchup. All you had to look at Mr. Conklin. Their defense has been cheeks against the tight end, and it wasn't a matchup for. It was not the matchup for him. Now, see, I say I like him, but I don't mean I'm going to play him. But I'm just telling you, he is a play today. I like Jefferson. Pacheco, I think is a hell of a play going against Minnesota. He's starting to get the carries there. But I'm gonna tell you, I'll tell you what I'm not going to do. I am not playing that Chiefs Russian roulette receiver who I don't know who the hell he's throwing it to. So I like Mahomes. And I just don't want to automatically be talking and start Kelsey with him because for some reason, I respect Mr. Kelsey, but it looks like he's a step slower this year. Something about Mr. Kelsey that, I am not going to be there. I mean, but Mahomes is Mahomes. You know what I mean? So therefore, I like this game, but I like some other games a little better. That's more price conscious that I can get, and I'm going to have some stacks on these other games. So I like this game. It's great, but it's not my favorite game.
All right, Swami. I don't. If I'm doing 3 lineups this week, I can't not do a Mahomes Kelsey lineup, can I? I mean, I've got to think that this game is the one game that could go 60 points, and Vegas, and I don't have it. I'm losing.
I'm not mad at a Mahomes Kelsey lineup. I'm not mad at that. But like I tell Willie all the time, 2 players have never taken down a tournament. How do I put the 8 or 9 best guys into a lineup is the challenge, not how I put the best 2 into a lineup. With that being said, I agree with Willie. I like a piece or 2 from this game. I don't know if I like a stack from this game. And the reason is because of the price. And it's going to leave you, especially as the pricing across the board is starting to tighten up, it's going to be a lot more challenging for you to get in those types of stacks. So while I disagree with Willie that Kelsey has slowed down, I think the offense has been in a couple of low-scoring games. I think even in those games, Kelsey has still had about 8 or 9 targets in each game. And I just think if they get into a game with a little bit more back and forth, we'll see Kelsey's number kind of creep up there and to where we used to see him, Mr. Kelsey. And because he's still a favorite target, he's viable.
I'm going to tell you what I don't like about this offense with this guy's here. I think they miss Eric Bieniemy. I think he should get more credit than what he got. Everybody thought Andy Reid was running when it was the Bieniemy. I'm telling you.
On Thursday night, I wanted to give him a lot of credit. Let me tell you.
What I'm
credit Thursday.
No. Listen, they were
focus on Sunday, Swami. Focus on Sunday. Go ahead.
Yeah. But what I'm saying is they are a super spreader team now. They don't even hone in on receivers, So I don't like it, because it could be. I mean, Christian Watson, what used to be the lowest rate, now he played 52%. You got Sky Moore playing 50%. You got Rasheed White playing 50%. You got all kind of stuff that can go to any damn body. I mean, Van Ass Scantling, it could go to this week. You don't know. I'm just saying. So I can't play with that. I don't want that.
Willie, what if I told you that one of those receivers you just mentioned, one of them may win somebody $1 million? Because if you have the right receiver who gets 2 touchdowns, you might get him at 2% owned.
True. If was a fifth, we'll all be drunk. And I got some other receivers at around that price that I know is going to get the damn ball. So, no, thank you.
All right, let's just answer this question here. Would I play Christian Watson over Breece Hall? No, I'd play Breece Hall for sure. We'll talk about that in a few minutes. Would I drop Quentin Johnson for Zay Jones? I'm not dropping Quentin Johnson. Not yet. Okay. All right. And by the way, yes, that might be the guy. I'm just saying. All right, let's get to the Eagles and Rams. Speaking of our friend Heat, who loves the Rams, this game could explode. This game is the game that's hidden, right? Everybody sees Chiefs Vikings, but maybe they're missing Swami, Jalen Hurts, Devonta Smith, who we haven't heard much from recently. Then you've got A.J. Brown, who looks phenomenal. Tyler Higbee. By the way, Eagles can't cover tight ends at all. Puka Nacua, Kyron Williams. This game looks very juicy, Swami.
It's very interesting, and it's going to come down to Mr. Stafford. If Mr. Stafford shows up, we might have ourselves some fantasy goodness. It's all lined up for him, right? He's at home. They got a chance to kind of showcase that he might have his favorite guy back in the lineup this week. I don't know how much he'll play if he's in there. I think he may be back, but if he is, this game could give us a lot of fantasy goodness. And you still got to like the fact that Stafford and that offense has looked good without their best weapon. Imagine what they could do with him back in the lineup. This is a game that I'm interested in, and mostly because there's a lot of pieces here that we know will be involved, and we could probably put them inside some type of kind of game theory. Do you think Devonta Smith, is it time for him to kind of have his game? Are folks still looking at Nacua, but is it Mr. Higbee who will continue to kind of see the targets as the wide receiver targets are kind of spread around a little bit more? And then if we can get Mr. Stafford to get this ball in the end zone, then I think this game will absolutely be one that we want to have a part of.
Willie, you have to have some piece of this game. There's got to be a little taste of this game for you if you want to be winning.
I'm going to tell you what I don't like. See, this is a difference, and I might not like it as much as y'all like it. It's the fact that, remember, everybody is still priced up, okay, and Cooper Kupp is coming back. So if Cooper Kupp's come back, he's going to be cutting it to, Puka my guy. But Puka ain't my guy when Cooper Kupp back. You understand what I'm saying? Because Cooper Kupp is going to take that premium position that he moves around that Puka's been getting. You follow what I'm saying? And you got to remember, Philly is a different defense other than, because Puka doesn't do as well against man-to-man defense as he does, against zone. We know last week we locked in Puka in. Now, and I don't think Kyron and then everybody who will say Kyron Williams. Remember, what's Philadelphia's best attribute? They stop the run.
But they don't stop but they don't stop running backs catching passes out of the backfield.
Or the tight end.
Or the tight end. That's Tyler Higbee.
I agree. I agree with the tight end. That's who I like more than anybody. But when everybody's priced up the way they are, they priced up like Cooper Kupp is not in there. You follow what I'm saying? That's the difference, and you're not getting your full value from it. Now, if I know that Cooper Kupp gets ruled out, is not going to play, I will have a lot more interest in the game. But when Cooper Kupp is playing, everybody's going to have to take a rung down. And you got them priced like Cooper Kupp's not in there. You know what I mean? So that's what I don't like. But I agree. I like the tight end. I do like Stafford, but I worry about because, Philly do bring pressure. You understand what I'm saying? They bring pressure. And, Mr. Stafford don't move around like he do. And I don't want that bastard. And see, I got another quarterback that I love that we're going to talk about a little bit later. We talk about this game. So, so I don't want to, but yeah, you got good pieces, but it's not my favorite.
I want to answer this question from a friend, Mike LaRocca. Can you do the same roster that we did with O'Connell? Because I know I used O'Connell in Millionaire Maker last week with Zach Wilson. Because Zach Wilson is going to be dirt cheap. What do you think?
Absolutely. He's probably one of the guys down there who could have a really nice game this week. You like the matchup that the other Mr. Wilson, Garrett Wilson, has this week as well. And because they're going to have a lot of trouble trying to stop Breece Hall in that running game, it opens everything up. I think Conklin, I think Wilson, I think the entire Jets offense, they should be able to showcase this week. And if they don't do it this week, then they are trash.
But let me ask you a question here about that. And I'm not saying that it's a bad idea. I'm saying that game is a 43 spot, 43 and a half.
Because
Vegas is not feeling this game. They're not.
Because it kind of depends a little bit on Denver. And will they be able to move the ball against the Jets offense? But Denver this year has proven that, hey, even when they're out of the game, they're going to keep coming. So if they can have a couple of drives to keep it just close enough so that the Jets start just shutting it down and we're not looking at the running back behind Cook. Because there's a scenario out there where this could be one of those games where Wilson doesn't throw the ball a lot and that, the running backs for the Jets, some committee type situation where they total 200+ yards combined in, 2 touchdowns. But if Denver is able to make, a game of this, and I think Denver will give it a go. Denver has been standing there fighting a little bit, so they'll at least get it into the second half. And if that's the case, then Wilson has a shot to do something nice at 4,900.
All right, he wants us to get to the Giants. I was getting to the Giants next. Instead of Zach Wilson, my crazy quarterback of the week is Daniel Jones. I know you. I know. Let me tell you something. You listen to me good, you Swame. You listen good, my friend. Just when you think you understand the NFL, you know what you realize? You don't know anything. All of a sudden, Daniel Jones goes for 25 points. Darren Waller catches a touchdown, and you're sitting there going, how did I miss that? Because that's what happens in the NFL. Don't give me that look, Willie Walls. I'm telling you that Daniel Jones, Darren Waller, Tyreek Hill, Jalen Waddle, Devonta Chan, these are all plays this week. I'm stacking this game. Now tell me I'm crazy, Willie.
Let me go if Willie's stuck.
No. I tell you what, Daniel Jones. I got 2 words for Daniel Jones.
And it better not be doo-doo.
No, it's due to the do. That offensive line is pitiful. They stink. And I don't mean they smell like ass. Daniel Jones was running for his life. The Seahawks defense was hardly had any sacks. They had 11 sacks against those bad. I'm gonna tell you, not only if I'm not playing Daniel Jones, I dropped that bastard for another quarterback that I'm gonna tell you about when we talk about another game. It'll be that Cincinnati, Arizona game. I will not have Daniel Jones. Now, I do have interest. Tyreek Hill's a play. but he's not my favorite play. My favorite plays are the running backs. A-Chain and Mozart, but I love A-Chain. A-Chain is the only running back in the NFL that's had 4 20-yard plus runs. A-Chain will eat this team up. I love A-Chain to say I think Hill's a play, but what I'm worried about is this game staying competitive, and I don't want them chewing Gatorade and eating ice in the middle of the damn third quarter because they're getting blown out. You know what I mean? Because that could happen. Because I think Miami's defense is going to be on. Man, the only guy I got interest in with the Giants is that Robinson at $3,000. It's a good article, Swame, that you wrote. I love Robinson. I think Robinson is a play in this game. But I'm just telling you, I'm not fully stacking this game. I do like pieces of this game, but I think this game is leading. I think Miami's going to slaughter them. I think it's going to be ugly.
I'm going to say this before we go to Swami. I will not be playing Wan'Dale Robinson for 2 words. Game theory. I'm not paying a 30% owned guy. I'm not doing it. And I'm not saying Swami's wrong. He's a good enough play. I am not going to play a guy who's 30% rostered. Just not.
I don't think he's going to be 30%. I don't think so.
I think he's going to be more. All right, Swami, go ahead.
Doc, fair enough. I can agree that if you feel like his ownership would be up there and it's just not worth it. But again, I always say I'm looking at the entire lineup and not just a piece. And so I'm more concerned about having maybe an average of 30% across my lineup than I am necessarily one player at 30%, right? But specifically, Daniel Jones and this offense, they're struggling. They're struggling. I think a little bit of it is Saquon Barkley. I think a little bit of it is play calling. But like Wall said, I don't know how you get over an offensive line. It's almost impossible. This Giants offensive line, they've been one of the better offensive lines over the last few years. But what they've been putting on the field has been awful. And if they can't protect him, and if he don't have time, and they're not able to run the ball, Doc, I just don't have any hope for this offense. They got to.
So will you play Miami? I didn't hear anybody saying they're playing Tua. I mean, why aren't you guys playing Tua?
I think I read in the Zen Master article this week. Plug. I
heard it's a good article.
So there's a lot of reasons to like Tua, and because if you guys will notice, even when Miami is up, they don't necessarily take their foot off the gas, right? That's how they got the 70 doggone points. They're still in there running their offense, even in the second half, if the game is decided. So that tells you that, hey, Tua will have an opportunity in this game. I think the Giants got some holes that they're not going to be able to plug, and I think that's going to open it up for this entire offense. And I'm almost certain that if the running backs don't get 3 or more touchdowns, then Tua is more than likely to have a nice day.
And what the Giants do is they do the things that Tua eats up. He's 23 or 34 for 260 yards when they blitz. They blitz about 50% of the time. If they blitz these Miami Dolphins, they don't get to them, night. It's going to be a night early. So Tua, I mean, yeah, it is. But what I'm worried about, Doc, is they get it. They got a 2-way run. They can get it through the run and through the pass, So I'm just saying, hey, like I get it, I get it, but I'm just saying, man, I just think they're gonna blow them. I think they're gonna blow them up. And I cannot listen. When you look at that offensive line, I say, God dang, man. I mean, it's no way. That offensive line is bad. It's bad.
All right, let me focus on the Ravens just 2 seconds because Steve Pannell asked about Keaton Mitchell. Is Keaton Mitchell getting activated this week? And I like Gus the Bus this week. The Steelers cannot stop the run. I like Zay Flowers a little bit too, Swami. I don't really like this game, but I do like those 2 pieces. You are my resident Ravens reporter. Do you think Keaton Mitchell gets activated?
I'm here on the sideline stocking, and what I can tell you is it's unlikely. The Ravens are in love with 35-year-old running backs, and apparently they will not give this young guy a shot. He is an absolute fantasy, like he would give us some goodness, I believe. I think he would give a spark to the offense. I think he would give us some big plays. He's explosive, but for some reason, you got to have an AARP card to get this backfield. You got to be so doggone close to retirement. I don't know what's going on, guys, but it is unlikely he'll be activated, and I don't think he'll get in there, especially with Hill and all of these guys who are working their way back from injuries. I don't see it. Over to you.
And now, thank you, Swami, for that great report. All right, Willie, let's get to the game you want to be talking about. It's the Bengals against the Cardinals. So I'm going to throw out an idea. Maybe you're going to tell me I'm crazy, but I think a Burrow, Mixon, Chase little stack over there could be. I'm not buying into Tyler Boyd, but I'm buying into those three. And maybe I bring it back with a little Zach Ertz, a little Hollywood Brown, a little Connor. Willie, can you get into this game at all?
That's okay, but I don't want to depend on the guy who I don't know who can't move. Mr. Burrow, I want to depend on that. So I'm going to say, but I'm going to tell you, I like the other side. Give me the other side. Give me my guy you're going to hear this and balls to the walls call Joshua Dobbs. That's my guy this week. Everybody's going to be
hold on a sec. I want to ask you a question though, Willie. Passing yards. I'm on Prize Picks here. Okay. I'm on Prize Picks. Give me a second. Josh Dobbs's passing yards is 219 and a half. What tournament are you taking down with 219 and a half? I'd like to hear. Go ahead.
Excuse me. Okay. Let me just remind you. Do you consider the 49ers one of the better defenses to play?
Better, yeah.
Okay. He had like 23 points against him, 23.5. He's 5,200. Yeah, 23 points. I'm going to tell you what I like about Mr. Dobbs. See, let me just drop some dimes on you. Thank you, Mr. Sharp. I appreciate it. Excuse me. Yes, Mr. Sharp. I'm going to explain this to you. Let me give you some stats for your ass. So, I'm not pulling this out of my ass, okay? Guess who has the best percentage when he's pressurized? 72% completion rate. Mr. Dobbs. What was he under pressure? He played the Cowboys and the 49ers, and he still hung in there and threw the damn ball. He's going against the Cincinnati Bengals or the Stangles, who got lit up by a quarterback from Tennessee that has not thrown a damn ball over 200 yards in probably 2 years, if you watch that game. Now, this dude, what I like about him, the last 2 weeks, has rushed for over 40-something yards and 69 yards. Okay? So he gives you running possibilities. Okay? Now, you can play this. I know everybody like Mixon. Put Mixon on one side. Then you take Mr. Brown, Marquise Brown, and you take Zach Ertz for your two-man stack, and you got Dobbs. And it's one of those things that's why I was talking about. When you get those points from those guys that don't cost a lot, that's why you could get your Tyreek Hills, your Jeffersons, and those other guys that bring along. And if he was on the slate, like a Mr. McCaffrey. So that's why I love this game. I don't mind Burrows, but I like Joshua Dobbs. And you also got a Mr. Michael Wilson that is a very interesting dude, too, on the other side. I'm just telling you, I like this because everybody's going to be on Zach Wilson. And I think Joshua Dobbs could drop a 27 or 28 piece in this game. And if this game goes back and forth, it could be one of those things that could win you $1 million.
Swami, can you win $1 million with Josh Dobbs?
Again, Doc, I don't think you can do it with Dobbs alone, but I think you can do it with a Dobbs stack and a Dobbs lineup. Here's why. Because you could get those pieces like you mentioned, Wilson or a Hollywood Brown or even a Connor if you're interested in. You could even flirt with somebody like Ertz because you know that this team is going to be competing. I think that's what Wall's point was. Last 3 games, he scored a couple of touchdowns in at least 2 of those games. He scored in every game, and he hasn't thrown any interceptions, which tells you that this offense is better with him in there. They play very good teams. Now, they could potentially, and I think this is Wall's point, they can potentially have more success against a team that we know isn't playing half as good as the 49ers or half as good as the Dallas Cowboys. So it makes that viable. And then when you can come back with somebody like a Chase, or even if you was interested with Mixon, I don't like that in part of the full stack. But if you came back with Mr. Chase, you're looking at something. And if there is some points in this game and they get going, then I think you'd rather have this side of it than the other side.
I would absolutely agree that if I disagree with Heat a little bit, and I think Mixon's a good play, but if I'm going to play Josh Dobbs, On the other side, I'm playing Jamar Chase because I'm thinking if Chase explodes. If Chase explodes, then Dobbs has to do his thing. If Dobbs explodes, then Chase has to do his thing.
Yeah, I like that. Okay, I could go with that.
Yeah.
But I think you could play both sides, or you might play them both. You know,
right? No, I'm just saying. I'll probably play around with a lineup that has Dobbs and Chase, and let me see what else I can do. I don't buy into Hollywood Brown. The minute I do that, I need to vomit. So I don't really want to do that. But I prefer.
Let me tell you this, Doc. Something's going on with Joe Barrow, right? Broadway Joe, something's going on, guys. I don't know when we're going to admit it, but right now.
Listen, I'm going to tell you one thing. I will not have Mr. Barrow in one lineup. I guarantee you that. Will not happen.
Through 4 games, his best game is 16 points, and you can add his other 3 games up, and he don't even get you another 16 points. I don't like it.
All right, let me go through some other games here. Indianapolis and Tennessee. Anthony Richardson is a man. This is not a boy. This is a man.
It's a play.
I'm worried about Jonathan Taylor. I don't know if he's back. I don't know if he's not back. I think that Zach Moss is irrelevant. And I think Anthony Richardson proved that Zach Moss is irrelevant because when they get by the 2-yard line, you're seeing Anthony Richardson. You still have Michael Pittman, right? And on the other side, King Henry is there, but I think people may be overlooking DeAndre Hopkins. I think people are overlooking Hopkins. There's no Burks. Indianapolis is terrible against number 1 receivers. Hopkins disappointed everybody last week. I think there's a buying opportunity there, Willie. What do you think of this game?
Because what's his name? He missed him. He missed the Hopkins. He would have had a bigger game if he hit him for that touchdown pass. I think DeAndre Hopkins is a play. I'm not saying he's not going to be my favorite receiver, but you could do that. And let me tell you something, man. This dude for the Colts can play. This dude can play, man. Let me tell you, he is a fantasy. I think he's going to make some passes, and people don't know because they run that no huddle offense in the dome. All the games, it's a lot of scoring in the games, So it's this could be a little sneaky thing, but I think Hopkins is definitely a man of interest in this game, and I don't mind if you want to, if you want to have. Now you could bring a receiver along, but this quarterback right here, you can play naked. I'm just telling you.
Right. I'm going to play Richardson with Hopkins. I don't think I'm going to play Richardson.
I don't mind. I'm just saying he's a play. He's a play, and you could get all the other guys that you want to get in there. So I'm not mad. I'm not mad at DeAndre Hopkins at all because I just think he's a play, and I think he's due. He's due. He is due to get this touchdown. Like it was another.
He's person. Due, but he's not due.
Well, hold on, guys. Hold on. He is due. And folks out there in Park Class Land, not just no, but hell no. I cannot endorse Mr. Hopkins. Mr. Hopkins, I love you. Are Mr. Hopkins. And at one point, you were considered the best in the league. That point isn't right now. And I don't know what Willie's over there sipping, but it must be moonshine. You will not, Mr. Hopkins, be poo-pooing on any of my lineups this week. Maybe anybody, a Conwood, Westbrook, anybody but Hopkins. Yes, we've seen people light him up. We've seen Nakua. We've even had Nico. We've had everybody do something. Maybe it's somebody who's going to go down the field. Maybe it's somebody who's stretching. Let's take a shot on somebody like that who might be able to bring us a big play. But if you're looking for 3 first downs and you're looking for maybe 55 yards receiving and a whole lot of what-ifs, then you go in and you play some doggone at Mr. Hopkins. I can't believe we just said that.
He's not a core. He's a play, not a core.
He's not a core, but it rhymes with core, and it's not pretty. No, thank you.
But Heat Override said he's playing Tannehill at 4,900. I don't think that's crazy. If you want to go with the Aiden O'Connell theory, right, and you want to play a cheap quarterback and try to get a bunch of expensive guys in, I don't think that this game could explode. Willie's right. This could be a fast-paced game, and I want a piece of this game. I'm not saying a lot of this game, but a piece of this game.
Then I think the way you do it is maybe then Tannehill, a Conwood, and you maybe take the other receiver. You're looking for somebody who can bring you some big plays. I just don't think you want to take a chance again based on what we've seen through 4 weeks with Mr. Dion.
See, if DeAndre Hopkins have 2 touchdowns, 2 tutties, and 110 yards, then he's it's not like his price has gone down. So listen, he's not my favorite player, but I'm not disagreeing. I'm just saying I might have a lineup when I got Richardson and DeAndre Hopkins. I think this Richardson, this guy can play. He can play.
I'll eat that, Doc. I'll eat this hat. I'll eat this hat.
All right. We got some issues here in Detroit. Okay. Let's talk about this right now. Jahmyr Gibbs is highly questionable. Late addition to the injury report. That is not good. Amon-Ra St. Brown, doubtful. Josh Reynolds, questionable. Jamison Williams, they don't want to start him either. But they may start him. They may. So Sam Laporta, very interesting play if you don't have Amon-Ra St. Brown. Carolina is not good. Let me just share that. Is Montgomery the only play in this game, or do we like any other plays, Willie?
I think I'm interested in Raymond. I think he's very interesting. I think in games where, it seemed like he was the go-to guy. It seemed like they got a little something that they connected.
Who's this?
Khalif.
You like Khalif Raymond?
No, I said if these guys are out, right, and he's one of the last 2 guys that's in there, we've seen them connect. We've seen where they like to get him involved in the offense. And I think if you're talking about if Jamison isn't in there and, if St. Brown is likely out and you're talking about Reynolds banged up, I mean, Doc, it's down to me, Willie, and Khalif. Like, somebody's got to play. So I think because of his involvement in the offense, they like him, return, all that kind of stuff. It makes me think that he could be a little bit more involved. We know Montgomery's going to be there. Obviously, Laporta's going to be involved. But from a wide-out perspective, I see him being a guy getting the deep crosses or maybe, getting definitely a few more targets this week. And I like his game. He's interesting.
Willie, what do you think about this game?
Now, I'm going to be honest with you. If these guys are out and this bastard is just coming back, man, I think this game might go under more because I still love Detroit's defense in this game. I mean, Carolina, listen, it's going to be a nightmare. It's going to be a nightmare. I mean, Laporta will be the guy that I would be interested in the passing line. And Montgomery, man, come on, man. I mean, it's ridiculous how. Go ahead. What are you going to say?
Is Goff a fade?
Yeah, I can't play him. I'm not playing him.
Yeah, without his guys, I mean, he's out there with one arm behind.
I can't play him.
Can you play DJ Chark? Can you play anybody in this game for Carolina?
I don't like it, Doc.
No, thank you.
So we play Laporta and Montgomery, and that's it.
Yeah, Montgomery, and he's a great play because the thing I love about what they do is, when they get inside the 10-yard line, they run 17 out of the 24 times they run the ball. When they get inside the 5, they run it 8 out of 10 times. Yeah. So Montgomery, and especially with all this stuff that's going on, man, Montgomery's going to eat because Carolina gives up 5 yards of carry in this thing, man, and they're going to eat on them. They're going to eat. So Montgomery is definitely a great play.
All right, let me talk to you about the Texans in Atlanta. Bijan Robinson is going to get a lot of ownership. I just think both these teams, I like the Texans actually more than Atlanta. I hate Desmond Ridder at this point. It's hard to watch this team. I don't feel like Bijan is going to explode. Is there anybody, Swame, that you like in this game? Do you like CJ Stroud? Do you like Tank Dell? Do you like Dameon Pierce? Do you like Bijan? Or were you just like looking past this game?
Doc, I feel like it's something that's going to come out of this game, but not really sure what. So I don't love anything, but I like it. Let me tell you what I like. First, Robinson is without question. He is right there. He is flirting with his big play is coming. He is due for a touchdown. He's still getting around 20 fantasy points without getting in the end zone, without the offense even seeming like they're trying to get him involved. He's making the most out of plays. he's making when it's all very little there. It's like it's no meat on the bone, and he's still coming up with something. So that tells me that he can pop, right? So I'm interested in that because I want to be there when he has that game, when he has that 40+ yard out the backfield, or he breaks one running as well. He's gonna put it together. So I like him a lot. Kyle Pitts is what you can get him if you order a 2-piece with a biscuit. The side will be Kyle Pitts. He is free at this point. They are throwing him in at 3,300. He has got to be the most.
Is it a rancid biscuit?
I don't know. It don't feel good though. It feels like somebody's giving you it's like 10 for 1 on tuna. You know that the tuna's got to be 4 days old, but you're still interested in it because you're getting 10 for 1. So I think this is a 10 for 1 on Pitts as they made his price because Smith has been killing. Juju Smith has been a little sneaky blicker who's been at 2,500. They moved him up to about 29 this week. But because Pitts is at 33, he's very interesting. He's still getting targets. He's still involved. You know that they're going to have to throw the ball, or they may go to play action. This game is definitely going to be interesting because they're making at this point Ritter do something. They know that the way that you beat Atlanta is you slow down this running game and you make him do something. So he's going to have a chance to do something. And so that could mean that Pitts will have his opportunities. I like Robinson. And on the other side, you got to like what Collins is doing. You think Schultz will be involved this week. They're even giving a lot of targets. He's not doing much with them, but they even giving a lot of opportunities, I'm going to say, to the running back. But it's something about this. I don't love it, but I like it.
There's something that Ritter's going to do this week. He's going to suck. Okay. Willie, what do you think?
Hey, let me give you my take on this one. All right. I will not play Collins in one lineup because I know what's going to happen. They're going to travel A.J. Terrell on Collins. The guy that you look at this week, you go back to Tank Dell. Tank Dell will be the play. It will not be Collins on this one if you got to go back. Now, Robinson, hell yeah. They starting to get, he had 19, the touches are going up. He played 70% of the snaps. I mean, if you just look at this dude play, the moves he made, he faked the job. I think the guy's jockstrap is still on the ground, in the game that he faked him out. So his left ball and right ball split and it fell on the ground. If you look on that turf, you see 2 balls on the ground there because that's what he did to him. This dude right here is a monster. I'm just telling you. And I don't think, see, this will be the one game. Atlanta's pass defense have actually been pretty decent. Remember, Ritter was so bad in the last game. A lot of those points was given because they took one back to the house because of Ritter. And excuse me, guys, I apologize profusely for that stinking ass play that I gave you Ritter a couple of weeks ago. That stinking ass will never, ever be in the lineup again. So I just want to let you know, I'm still sorry for it. I'm still sending flowers to all the people that played that stinking ass. So anyway, Robinson is a great play, but I think if you're going to play somebody, go back to Tank Dell. Dale is a guy because I'm telling you, Terrell is going to be traveling. And it's going to be on Collins.
All right, we have 2 games we haven't really talked about. I'll talk about it very quickly. Jets against Denver. We mentioned Zach Wilson earlier. I think Breece Hall is the must play on the slate. Do you guys agree? Is he a must play in your lineups?
I think
he's a great play.
I can hit the lock button on him this week. If they don't give him 20 touches this week, then just pack it in.
Right.
Listen,
right.
He will piss me off because I hate when somebody says that. Something always happens different when they say, "Oh, he's going to get all the carries," and then these bastards because it's some dummy.
It's not that he'll get them all, but he should get at least 20.
Listen, he should touch the ball 20 times.
He should
touch the ball 20 times. And listen this. This is why we play him. This is the reason. This is the reason why you play him. 3 running backs: Brian Robinson, A-Chain, A-Chain, Moser, and Herbert went off against these guys. So They better give a damn ball to Breece Hall.
All right. One more game before we get to our stacks and our sneaky plays. The Saints against the Patriots. Now, let me just paint you a picture for a second. Chris Olave did nothing last week. Nothing. Matthew Judon is out for the season. He is the Patriots' best pass rusher. Christian Gonzalez, who is their best cover corner, is out. There is not a lot going. If Bill Belichick figures out what to do with this defense, he really is the greatest of all time, because this defense is not good, Swami. Can you find any love for Kamara, Olave, Rashid Shaheed, anybody? Or are you just fading this sucker altogether?
Next slide.
All right, Willie?
I can't hear you.
Okay.
I will not. I guarantee you, I will not have one damn. And I got a Olave, and I'm benching him in one league because that car can't throw the ball more than 20 yards. Hell no. Hell to no. No.
$100 in Willie's pocket. It's burning a hole. He's got to put it on a stack. Which is the stack?
I came around. It's going to be the Joshua Dobbs with Marquise Brown on the other side. Give me Chase. Okay, and give me some Ertz. That's going to be my $100 stack. And that's why I could get Mr. Jefferson, going on one side, and I might be able to get Kelsey going on the other side. No, not Kelsey on the other side, but I'm going to get – I love that. I love that stack. I'm telling you, this is going to win some money. And I'm telling you, Joshua Dobbs, I'll give you my balls to the wall call a little bit later, but that's my stack.
Swami, who is your stack for your Hunsky?
I'm tempted to go with Minnesota at home, but it's something about Mr. Cousins that's frightening. And for that reason, I can't do that to the fans. So where I want to take my chance this week, because listen, fans out there, if you're looking for us to play tight and give you these rinky-dink, you can figure, any 8-year-old can give you. I'm not going to give you the Kansas City Chiefs stack. So don't look for it from over here. You're not getting it this way. I'm thinking, Doc, the one that interests me the most might just be the Rams again. I gave them to y'all a couple of weeks ago, and y'all almost laughed me off the dog show that day. It's something about, especially if my guy comes back, it's something about this offense that I like. And if Philly allow Wall's favorite quarterback, Mr. Howe, to get busy and put up those kind of points, I'm very interested in a Ram stack this week because I think that it can go off. I do agree with Willie. I don't like some of the prices, but if we can get, let's just imagine, if we can get a Cup, if he plays with low ownership, with a Higbee, and we can bring it back with A.J. Brown or Devonta Smith, or if we can maybe play the Nakua, if we don't necessarily think Cup is going to be in there and get his full run or something like that. I like this stack. It's very interesting. There's something there. It's some meat on this bone. Trust me, ladies and gentlemen.
Now, my stack, I think people are looking at last week with Aiden O'Connell and saying, let me try to do this again. I think last week's Raider-Charger game, you had Devonta Adams, you had Keenan Allen, you had Josh Jacobs. You had players that you could do that with a cheap O'Connell. I don't want to do that with Zach Wilson. I don't want to do that with Ryan Tannehill. I don't want to do that. I want to be safe. And you know what the safest play to me on the board is? It's Tua. I play Tua, I play a Chan, I play Tyreek, and I watch the money roll in. Because a Chan may be the most explosive running back I have seen this season. Jeff Wilson is still not ready yet. Still not ready. And I think Mostert has slowed down a little bit. And Chan only needs to touch the ball, 15 times? And he can get you 150 yards. So I am in on that stack.
I love the stack. I am concerned. I think his touches right now, Mostert is still getting the lion's share. But I will say this. Don't forget Mr. Robinson. He is very explosive, Doc. I would add him.
Wandale or Bijan?
No, heck no. Bijan. Not
Look, Bijan's a great play. And I do like Jalen Waddle because nobody's thinking Waddle. Waddle has done nothing for the last couple of weeks. If you want to go Tua with Waddle and Tyreek, I'll be fine with that too. That might be really smart as well. That way I can get Breece Hall in the game. All right. Balls to the calls wall from Willie Walls. Who is the play? I have a feeling I know who it is.
Joshua Dobbs is my play. It's going to be my play of the game. That's my balls to the wall call. And if I got him in my $100 stack, that's my quarterback right there. And like I said, the way he played against the last two defenses, who we both got to agree is probably the two best defenses in the NFL, the 49ers and the Dallas Cowboys, and he stuck in there and played his ass off. Give me Joshua Dobbs.
Swame says,
I think, Doc, I was leaning towards Mr. Robinson for the obvious reason. I like him a lot. But something is telling me I need to mention something, and so I'm going to do it. Somebody, I think, in Detroit is going to step up for Brown. So I don't think it's Marvin Jones, and I'm not sure if it's Khalif Raymond. But listen, folks out there in podcast land, I'm very interested in one of those receivers. We just got to see who's going to be in there and who's going to not be in there. But I'm interested in one of them. One of those guys going to emerge this week.
all right, my visionary play is none other than the man who is going to win somebody $1 million because he is going to score not one, but 2 touchdowns. Rashee Rice. That's right, Rashee Rice. If I play Mahomes, I'm going to play Mahomes with Kelsey and Jefferson, and I'm going to throw in little Rashee Rice just to boot because I'm just going to say, give me that whole game. And Rashee Rice almost scored 2 touchdowns 2 weeks ago. Tripped on the 1-yard line twice. I think he finds the end zone at least once. Like that play, Willie Walls, or no?
No, it's worth a shot. I mean, but listen, like I said, he throws to Justin Watson too. He played more snaps than any of them. So, I mean, man, I don't like spreaders. Forget the spreaders. Don't give me spreaders. Give me the guys that concentrate.
I'll give you another cheap guy, though. If you don't want to do Wan'Dale Robinson, and I don't think it's a bad play, I will pivot to Dalton Schultz at 3,400 at tight end. And I think I can get 4X from Dalton Schultz.
I think that other rookie receiver is going to be a man to interest if he could get some time. He got to be able to get downfield for the Giants. So everybody want to go to Robinson. I think
Jalen Hyatt?
Yes. Jalen Hyatt, they both played about the same amount of snaps. And I think this stuff was going to, you got to start playing these young guys. So
Michael Wilson for Arizona. Wilson for Arizona. He's a man of interest. Michael Wilson
of Arizona. He can ball. He can.
No, he can play. No, listen. Why do you think I like Mr. Dobbs? Who throws 72%?
Let me keep
72%.
We didn't talk about Zay Flowers this week. I think he's an interesting spot because Pittsburgh has been awful trying to cover folks downfield. And here's somebody who we haven't mentioned in a few weeks, but I think if he's back this week and he's healthy, he could be a man of interest. I'm going to go back with your guy, Mingo. Why are we putting things out there in the air?
Bro, I'm going to tell you 2 words. Mingo can kiss my ass.
Wesley Maxwell just says, just play Mingo too. We got 2 Mingos. 2 Mingos equals a mango.
I will play a mango before I play Mingo, and I'll eat it.
All right. For Doc, Willie, and the Swami, be well and
take care.
Thanks for stopping by the office. Get your fantasy prescription by subscribing to the channel and checking out drroto.com. And until the next visit, be well and take care.